Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about a game that's like if Daggerfall and a fever dream had a baby, and then that baby decided to explore the universe, smoke DMT with aliens, and make a video game out of it. Yeah, you guessed it, we're talking about LSD Dream Emulator. For the people who haven't even heard of this game are probably asking, what the hell is this? Is this like some weird art project that just makes no sense? Well, yes and no. It's actually so much weirder than that. LSD Dream Emulator came out in 1998 in Japan, and listen, this game is not what you'd expect from a late 90s PlayStation game. It's not about rescuing princesses, solving puzzles, or punching your way through hordes of enemies. It's an experience, a trippy, surreal, psychedelic, sometimes trauma-inducing exploration game where you walk through various environments, most of which are different every time you go through them. So here's the deal. Your character isn't anyone special, you are actually a wandering soul. And you just wander around these dreamlike, ever-changing worlds, and sometimes nightmares will occur. So yeah, that's basically the vibe of LSD Dream Emulator. It's all about atmosphere. You're exploring these weird environments, and the game doesn't really give you any direction. It's just like, hey, here's a bunch of surreal shit, go check it out. There are no clear objectives, no hand-holding, just, well, this. And that's what makes it kind of genius. It's like if your brain just hit the random shuffle button on all the weirdest parts of life. This place is for real the spawn point of every Shin Megami Tensei demon. So who made this wild ride of a game? That would be Osamu Sato, a guy who clearly doesn't mind messing with your head, and apparently his own. Sato is known for being a little bit of an experimental genius, and if you look at his background, it kind of makes sense why this game even exists. He was heavily involved in creating art and animation, and his influences come from a lot of places, including, wait for it, psychedelic art. Shocking, I know. So when he made LSD Dream Emulator, it wasn't just about creating a fun game, it was about creating a mood, and this mood is somewhere between I am currently off 16 Benadryl and my dog is talking to me. Now, LSD Dream Emulator didn't just go away after 1998, in fact, it kind of had this cult following. People love this game so much that it actually inspired a whole bunch of other games that follow a similar, let's just wander around and see what happens. In other words, ambient exploration, which is kind of the topic of today's video. And I am a big fan of whatever the hell that is. See, looking up ambient exploration definition or anything like that, nothing really pops up, whether it's in real life exploring abandoned buildings, or even just exploring a horror map on Gary's mod, shout out the librarian. That's what ambient exploration is. No stakes, no goal, just existing and appreciating. And obviously there are some times where being by yourself, your mind can take over and it does get a little scary. And I think in games like LSD Dream Emulator, they really do take advantage of that. Now that I've got you all captivated, this video is really just going to be me going over really lesser known LSD Dream Emulator like games. I don't know, like they're Souls-like or something, but yeah. Okay, gather around, cause today we're diving into one of the weirdest, most bizarre experiences I've had since trying to win a game without playing healer on Marvel Rivals. Neko Yume feels like it came straight from the fever dream of a cat lover who also happens to be a fan of LSD Dream Emulator. Instead of exploring human dreams in this game, you're exploring cat dreams. At least that's what it feels like. Neko Yume directly translates to cat dream. Wow, and I'd argue that this game makes even less sense than LSD Dream Emulator. I'm just gonna start calling it LSD for short because saying LSD Dream Emulator every time is seriously making me suicidal. I hope you guys have been watching the video long enough to know that I am talking about the video game and not drugs. YouTube, please be nice to me. Just like in LSD, this game doesn't really have any plot, like instead of a wandering soul, you're a wandering cat, I guess? So no purpose, we love that. Like before, you just kind of walk around, walk into things, and they take you places, things happen, you know. This game is on itch.io, and you could play it, like, right now, like if you really wanted to, but I know you're probably just gonna go on TikTok or something after this, so, oh yeah, rest in peace TikTok, damn. Sorry, we're kind of all over the place here, but hey, that's kind of what dreams are like. The gameplay in Neko Yume is basically, if not the exact same as LSD, which is nice. The game basically just feels like in LSD DLC. Some of the areas are just like so similar to LSD that it really does just feel like an expansion pack that we never got. If you're someone who loves cats, then this game is for you. I swear, like every texture in this game has a cat on it, or is just like literally just a picture of a cat, like just something to do with a cat. Everything in this game is about cats. And I think that's pretty cool. It has that same off-putting dreamlike soundtrack that LSD does, and pretty much all the sound effects in general are pretty similar to LSD. And overall, I'd say that the developer did a perfect job at replicating what LSD did all those years ago, and also kind of putting their own twist on it. So, LSD Dream Emulator like game rating? 5 out of 5. Awesome game. Go play it because, I mean, it's free and you can. You can also support the developer if you'd like. Introducing Burnband. Now, I don't actually know what Burnband means, but this game is pretty cool. You're basically playing as Roger from American Dad before he ended up on Earth. So it's pretty nice. You get to see his home world, you know. No, but actually you just walk around this like cyberpunk city that kind of just looks like that planet from Star Wars that's named after a croissant. And you start off in like this little apartment room. It's not really clear whether it's yours or not. And from there you just go through the door and start exploring this giant city. After entering the first elevator, you're immediately taken to what it's like to be overstimulated in a group of people. I think the developer did a really good job at making the city feel alive. Second, you're walking down this hallway and you see some blue rat like pissing on the side of the wall. Then you're walking down this subway and you see an alien prostitute, probably Roger's long-lost cousin, but still, don't even get me started with how the hell they even made this game. Like, when you look out a window, you can see the silhouette of like the city, and it just looks so... Regardless, this game is still awesome. As for gameplay, there's not much. You just kind of walk around. It is a lot easier to control than LSD, so that's nice. I do kind of wish there was a sprint button, but the game is pretty short, so you kind of just gotta experience it and put aside your TikTok brain. The audio in this game is insane. Make sure you have your volume turned down a little bit before you play this. The audio kind of just sounds like you're in a bathroom at a rave. I think everything about this game just really goes so well together. Now, Burnband is more of its own thing than just an LSD-like game, but it still kind of falls into that category because of that ambient exploration, no plot, no purpose. Going through a door in this game just feels like walking into a wall smaller object in LSD and getting taken to a brand new area. If you'd like to play Burnband, literally just look up Burnband on Google and you'll find it. I will probably link it in the description if I don't forget. And oh yeah, don't click the itch.io page one where it's like Burnband under Saturn. It's like a first-person shooter version of this game, which is pretty cool. So I mean, if you want to play that, hey, go ahead. LSD Light Game number 2 rating? I just wish there was more. So I'm gonna give it a 4.9 out of 5.
I see that tongue. Silent.
Okay, next up we have 21 The World, and let me just tell you, this game is exactly what I've been looking for. Can I go inside the ceiling fan? What? Oh. It is completely its own thing, but takes so much inspiration from LSD. You just have to play this. The opening to this game is extremely unique. The only other time a game that I can recall used live action for the intro of a game was Daggerfall.
Excuse the glue.
And I don't think that went too great. But this game, they absolutely cooked. Is the game loading? Oh god. The way it goes from just that video of the room to the game of the room is just absolutely insane. And the room itself kind of reminds me of that one Doom mod called My House. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard of that. But yeah, anyways, you start off in this room, probably the developer's room in real life or something. And right off the bat, you can tell that this developer's got really good taste in video games. No, but actually, it just seems like your average suburb house, and if you look out the window... Anyways, I was really glad to find out that this game is similar in the way that you can basically just walk into anything or just click on anything and it'll teleport you somewhere random. And oh boy, these places are extremely random. Who are you? It's similar to the other games, story-wise, and it seems like there are some personal things that are sprinkled in throughout the game that have happened to the developer maybe throughout their life, and if so, I am very sorry. The game's design isn't as dated as LSD, but it's still able to hold that same kind of atmosphere. Sometimes it's just wacky and silly. This is like Persona 4. And other times it's kind of horrifying. I'm scared. I did reach a couple areas that seemed like it might have been like the end of the game, but it just like kept on going. So I don't really know how long this game is or if there really is an end to it. Either way, I'm glad that the game didn't end because it's amazing. And that right there is a 5 out of 5 LSD-like game. Now, I've been pretty brief with like pretty much all of these games, and that's because these games are very experience-based. Like, you have to experience them yourselves, and like, I don't want to show too much. And with them also kind of having like no purpose, it's kind of hard to like spend 30 minutes talking about nothing. So with that, I'm probably just gonna wrap it up here. This whole concept of LSD-like games is pretty interesting, so I will probably make like a continuation video to this and probably many more. To be honest, this video has taken me way longer than I would have liked it to. I do really want to start uploading frequently again, so I will be trying to do that. Life's just been crazy, and I haven't really had a lot of time towards YouTube. Yeah, and to my 25 subscribers, you are not insane. I did change the name of this channel like 2 different times. I don't even know if I'll stick with this name, but regardless, I'm so glad that none of you left. You're all still here. So thank you, but yeah. I will definitely be working on more videos from here on out, so expect that, unless I die a horrible death, hopefully. Anyways, thanks for watching. I sincerely hope whoever is watching this has a great day, night, afternoon, whatever. You got this. I believe in you.